Harry has X number of stems. Harry has 2 more stems than Charlotte. Write down an expression for the number of stems that Charlotte has. Harry has 2 more than Charlotte. So Charlotte must have less. X minus 2 stems. Part B. All together, they have a total of 92. So Harry has X, Charlotte has X minus 2. This is the total that they have. It is equal to 92. So now we can remove the brackets. So yes, we have 2x minus 2. So we are going to remove the negative 2 by adding 2 on both sides. It becomes 92 plus 2. X equals to 94 over 2. Oh, okay, so this is part C. What Harry? Yeah, Harry has 47 stems, oh? Harry has 47 stems. Who needs more time? Anybody needs more time? Anybody needs more time? Who? Are you still drinking water? Anybody needs more time? No, moving on. Next, part A. What are you talking about? Okay, go ahead and watch the video. 4A. Jean's mass is X. She is 3 kg lighter than her brother Peter. So find the Peter's mass in terms of X. Yeah, just X plus 3, right? Peter is X plus 3 kilograms. That's all. B, total mass is 87. So let us add their masses up. We have X plus 3. This is 87. This is the equation. Part C, solve. Okay, that's all. Yeah, that's all for your homework. Right? So now we continue with the lesson. Fraction equal fraction plus fraction, make the denominator the same. Okay, what shall we make the denominator be equal to? 12. Yes, make the denominator 12 by multiplying the first denominator by 3, first numerator by 3. So we end up with 9y over 12 plus y over 12, and this is 3. Since the denominators are the same, we combine. 9y plus y equals to 3. Now we have 10y over 12 equals to 3. Then we go on to what this said. If the fraction equal to another fraction or number, draw the cross multiply. Okay, so here we have fraction equal to a number. In order to draw your multiply like this, you need to have fraction equal to fraction. So 3 over 1, yes. Once you have this, do your multiplication. 10y times 1, which you didn't need to write. Times 1 no need to write. Equals to 12 times 3. So 10y equals to 36 and y equals to 36 over 10. Leaving us with, what is it? 3.6, yeah. 3.6, or you can write it in a fraction, which is 18 over 5. Same. Okay, so this is our first question. Actually, there are some steps that we can skip. For example, okay, I'll just highlight the essential steps. What you need to show. You need to show this step, this step, this step, and this. This is enough. Okay, you didn't need to write down every single thing. So this is an application of the 2 pointers that I gave at the top. Fraction plus fraction make denominator the same. Fraction equal fraction or a number, cross multiply. Let's start with part B. Okay, fraction minus fraction. Reese, what should we do for the first step? Very good. Make the denominator the same. What should the denominator be? Very good. So what do I need to multiply the first denominator by? Times 2. Good. So times 2. Numerator also times 2. Now the denominators are the same. Let us write down what we have. So therefore, 2 times of 3y minus 1 over 10 minus y minus 2 over 10 equals to 2. This step, I only made the denominator the same. Now we can combine everything over 10. 2 times of 3y minus 1. Now what shall we write at the next part? This is going to be very crucial. What should we write over here? Minus. Okay, one way says minus what? Just minus y? Need bracket. Do you want to put bracket? Don't want. Okay, then don't put bracket. What should we write next? Plus. Confirm plus? Confirm? Come on, have some confidence. Yes, plus. This is a plus. Oh, look at the screen now. This is minus y plus 2. So why did it become a plus when this is obviously very clearly a minus 2? There's another negative over here. Minus times minus give us plus. Okay? So the other way to do this is, instead of writing minus y plus 2, the other way is by writing minus bracket y minus 2. This is the other way to do it. Okay, then from here, the next step will then be expanding. Okay, so one way manage to skip a step correctly. If you cannot skip the step correctly, put the brackets. Then you expand. 2 times of 3y. Okay, now we can expand already. So we have 6y minus 2 minus y plus 2 over 10 equals 2. So what is in our numerator? 6y minus y, we get 5y. Minus 2 plus 2, 0 over 10 equals 2. Fraction, equal number. But the fraction can be simplified. I've got 5y over 10. You can simplify it to become 1 and 2. Okay, now the next thing is fraction equals number. So y over 2 equals to 2. Over 1 multiply y equals to 4. Solve the following equation. I don't have fraction plus or minus fraction, but I have fraction equals to something else. So what we need to do is do the multiply, but you need to put over 1. Okay, so draw that in with a pencil now. And our next step, 2z minus 1 times 1. You didn't need to write the times 1. 7 times 3. So I expand. Hey, multiply by 1 is the same thing. 2z minus 1 equals to 21. Now I need to remove the minus 1 by adding 1 on both sides. 2z 22. So z equals to 11. Pass to the next one, Ziguan. Cross multiply, okay. Like this. Over 1, good. So what is my first line? What times 1? 4 times 1, okay, equals to 4y plus 8, okay. So you skip a step. In case the others cannot skip a step, 4y plus 2. So this is 4y plus 8, and we have 4 over here. Okay, now, Ain, what shall we do next? 4 equals to 4y plus 8. What should we do next? You mean subtract 8 on both sides. Okay, so what do I write? 4 minus 8 equals to 4y. And then what happens next? So this is negative 4. Never mind, don't need to look at your work already. Look at the screen. So 4 minus 8 is negative 4. And what is this equal to? Equal to 4y, okay. And then what do I do? Divide by what? Okay, so negative 4 over 4 equals to y. And so y equals to negative 1. Alright? Good. Once again, you look very bored. P equals to x plus y. Calculate the value of P when x is 4, y is 5. Okay, this is too easy. Part A, I shall do this. P equals to 4 plus 5. 9. Okay, one way. Help us with part B. Make x the subject. I want x equals to something. So what is x equal to? What's x equal to? No, okay, make x the subject. So instead of x having a value of 4, I want, in the end, x equals to something plus or minus something. What? What do you say? What do you say? Louder. I think you're correct. What do you say? P minus y. Yes, correct. X is the same as P minus y. Just take away y on both sides and you're done. That is making x the subject. But this is too easy. You won't see this during your N-levels. It will be a bit harder. Jasmine? We have a formula used to find the surface area of a sphere. This is given to us during our exams. Make R the subject. So we start off with A equals to 4 pi r squared. I want it to end up looking like this. R equals to something. Okay, so what shall we do first? Right, r squared. A over 4 pi. So what she did was to divide by 4 pi on both sides. Then we left with r squared only. Hey, but they didn't want r squared, they want r. So what shall our next step be? Square root. R equals to square root A over 4 pi. Like this. Confirm? Okay, this is not wrong. But when you introduce the square root yourself, you are supposed to put the plus minus, right? Don't forget the plus minus. But in this case, it is okay for us to remove the plus minus. Why? Because they told us that, hey, this is the formula for area. Then we know that the value of r is radius. Radius must be more than 0. Right, radius cannot be negative. That's why we can remove the plus minus to become just plus only. Now, if they didn't say that it is the surface area of a sphere, they just tell you A equals to 4 pi r squared, make r the subject, then you must put plus minus. Because you don't know what r is. But now we have a story, we have a context. R is supposed to be the radius. So, it has to be positive. Now, in part B, calculate the value of r when A equals to 50. Simple substitution. Square root 50 over 4 pi. You see the A, they tell you that you change it to 50. That's all. So 50 divided by 4 divided by pi, and we take a square root. 1.9947. Round it off to 3 SF. Because it is not exact. 1, 2, 3, circle the 4. No change to the rest. 1.99. Where elimination? You mean the solve by elimination. Okay, so I think this was our HBL work, right? I think so, last year during HBL. Okay, so equation number 1, equation number 2. Standard, simultaneous, just run out equation 1, equation 2 first.
Then make the E equal to the thing.
Okay, so now they want us to do elimination. I think this was the one that Miss Irani taught you just before the HBL. So elimination, we look at the C terms and the D terms. Which one is easier to eliminate?
E. One.
D. D is easier to eliminate. Now we eliminate the term, not the equation. Eliminate the term. Now 6C and 7C, we can make them the same by multiplying this by 7, then this one multiplied by 6. But you will end up with 42C. Very big. Don't like. Okay? The alternative is, how about we make equation number 1 times 2. When equation 1 is multiplied by 2, we end up with 2 times of 6C minus D equals to 2 times of 6. Okay, see that all these are the same. 6C minus D, 6C minus D, 6 and 6. We are just multiplying equation number 1 by 2. So many colors. Okay, equation number 1 times 2. Why are we doing this? So that we will end up with a 2D. It is the same in our equation number 2. So let us go ahead and expand. Therefore, 12C minus 2D equals to 12.
Then how we know it's minus or plus?
Okay, wait. Now we can remove all our highlights over here. Don't distract us. 6.
再 put 1 times 2 comma then
Okay, so now I want you to look at minus 2d and minus 2d. Here we have ended up with our equation number 3. You can call it equation 3 if you want. You can leave it if you want. Doesn't matter. But we have a new equation now. And our equation 2, equation 3, they have the same minus 2d. In order to eliminate something that is the same, we take away. So let's say you have $2. I want to eliminate your $2. I take away your $2. Oh. If you have $10, I want to eliminate your $10. I take away your $10. It's a minus. But if you owe somebody $1, I want to eliminate your owing of $1. I plus the $1. You see that? I take away your owing, meaning I minus your minus, become plus. I take away your owing of $1. So I plus the $1 and it eliminates, becomes 0. Okay? So whenever something is the same that you want to eliminate, you subtract. Now in this case, you can choose to take equation number 3 minus equation number 2, or up to you, you can choose equation number 2 minus equation 3. Up to you. I will choose equation 3 minus equation 2. Why? Because if you look at the left hand side,
then when you plus
okay, hang on. The left hand side of equation 3 and the left hand side of equation 2, I have 12c minus 2d. If I were to take away 7c minus 2d, I will end up with 5c. And then on the other side, my 12 minus 7, I will get a positive number, which is what I prefer. But it doesn't matter. Even if you use 2 minus 3, you will get negative number. Never mind. Eventual answer is still the same. So now, I will just do 3 minus 2. So on the left hand side of equation 3, I have 12c minus 2d. That is the left hand side of equation number 3. I take away the left hand side of equation 2, which is 7c minus 2d. And now the right hand side of equation 3. Because equation 3 minus 2, so the right hand side now, 12 minus the right hand side, 7. And when you expand, your 2d will magically be eliminated. Not magically, it is maths over here. So 12c minus 2d minus times 7c. So all the Kahoot, all the booklet, all the practice we did on the board, they are found over here. Minus 7c. Then we have negative times negative 2d to give us plus 2d. And on the right hand side, 12 minus 7, we get 5. So you observe now. Minus 2d plus 2d. Any more d? No more. Eliminated already. How do we eliminate this? Because they were the same, negative 2d. It is the same thing. To remove something that is the same, you just subtract. So we had equation 3 minus equation 2. That is where the negative 2d became positive 2d. And it cancelled each other away. Now this leaves us with 5c equals to 5. And clearly c must be equal to 1. Now with c equal to 1, we can substitute it back into either equation 1 or equation number 2. Doesn't matter. Let's start with equation 1. Okay, so 6 times of 1 minus d equals to 6. And now I want to find the value of d. I remove the 6 on the left hand side. I remove it by subtracting 6. So negative d equals to 6 minus 6, which is 0. Okay, very strange. Negative d equals to 0. So what is d equal to? 0. Negative d equals to 0. D must be 0. You have no choice. And c equals to 1. So these are our answers. Okay?
I don't understand why minus.
You don't understand why? Because it is the same thing. I take away to eliminate if it is the same thing.
So if it is the equal, like it's the same, then it's the same.
If it is the same term that you want to eliminate, you minus. Okay, so Niviat is asking, He's very confused now. When do we add? Okay, so I'll give you another question. Equation number 1, x plus 2y equals to 7. Equation number 1. Equation number 2, 3x minus 2y equals to, for example, 8. This is equation number 2. Okay, so now, these two equations, if I want to solve by elimination, I want to eliminate the y term. So here we have 2y and the other is negative 2y. They are not the same. But I can eliminate them by taking equation number 1 plus equation number 2. Let's see what happens. On the left hand side of equation 1, we have x plus 2y. I'm going to add the left hand side of equation 2, giving me 3x minus 2y. I am adding. And on the right hand side, I have 7 plus 8. Now, on the left hand side, x plus 3x, 4x. 2y minus 2y disappeared. That is our elimination. And this is equal to 15. Then you carry on the process. Okay? In this case, this is a plus when we have different sign. In this case, we have the same sign, negative, negative. So we subtract. If it is a positive, positive, we also subtract. All you need to know is same sign, subtract. Different sign, add. When I say same sign, it could be both minus, it could be both plus. So it is recorded. So you can watch it again. Now the last one over here, the other method that we know is by substitution. This is simultaneous equation again. So equation 1, equation number 2. In our substitution, we want to make something the subject, either P or Q. And usually there is something that is easier. There will be an equation that is easier than the other equation. And within that equation, there will be a term that is easier to make as the subject. So equation number 1 or 2. Hannah, which equation should we be using to make something the subject? 1 or 2? Equation 2, okay. What do you want to make as the subject? P or Q? Q or P? Louder, louder, I cannot hear you. Q, okay, make Q the subject. Q equals to 4 minus 3P. So like what Wang Wei did just now, making X the subject. So now, call this equation number 3. In our elimination, I told you that this part of calling this equation 3, not important. But in substitution, very useful. Okay, include that. Then you say sub into 1. Because Hannah chose equation 2, so you should sub into equation 1. To use the other equation, otherwise, you're not even using it. Okay, so substitute into equation 1. Every time I see the Q, I will change it to become 4 minus 3P. So 4P minus Q. Q now becomes 4 minus 3P. Now you see the minus in front of the bracket again? I told you that it is an important skill to have. And now this is equal to 3. Do the expansion. Remove the minus sign and the bracket. 4P minus 4 plus 3P. Remove the bracket and the negative sign by changing all the sign. This is equal to 3. And so we see that, hey, all our Q disappeared. It is one equation with one unknown of P. 7P equals to 7. I add 4 on both sides. So the negative 4 becomes 0. The 3 becomes 7. I added 4 on both sides. Since 7P equals to 7, P must be equal to 1. Once you have this, you sub into 3. Over here. That is why I asked you to call it equation 3. There is less writing for you to do. This is the bare minimum already. Okay, sum into 3. Then we have Q equals to, that was our subject. Q equals to 4 minus 3 times of P, which is 1. And we get 1. So summary, P equals to 1, Q equals to 1.
Q must be
Substitution, yes, it has to be 1Q or 1. Solve the phone. Okay, this one. This is where we must score the 3 marks. Quadratic, must score. Die must score. Okay, the way to do this, very, very simple. ABC, find the ABC. Okay, Ziguan. Wake him up, please. Wang Wei, please wake Ziguan up. Okay, now he's up. So to solve this quadratic equation, we need to write down the A value, B value, C value. Let's write it down now. A equals to 1, B equals to 2, C equals to -3. Then we have a formula. I'm going to write the formula on the board for you. The formula is given to you. You do not need to memorize, but you need to know how to use it. X minus B plus minus square root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Now, all I need to do is to just substitute all the A, B, and C with brackets. Don't miss out on the negative side. So right now, X minus B, which is 2, plus minus square root B squared minus 4A C over 2A. So A is 1, C is -3, A 1 again. Simple, right? Identify ABC, put it into the formula. But you notice that I keep on using brackets. The reason is because this square over here belongs to the entire B. Sometimes a B is negative. Sometimes it is positive. When it is negative, the brackets must be there. When it is positive, whether the brackets are there or not doesn't matter. So be careful lah. Just put the brackets. Confirm correct. Are you sure math error? I think it is your keying error. Okay? Now from here, you can key exactly what you see in your calculator. But there is another trick that I have for you. Your mode 33, or if this is the calculator that you are using, mode 5, 2, degree 2. Okay, you come to this, key in your 1, 2, and -3. Okay, then your calculator will, this time it is going to tell you the value of the answer, the value of X. It says 1. Now, in this case, don't go and change the sign. I know I told you to change the sign, that was for factorizing. This is for solving. When you're using this to solve, this is the answer. They are telling you X equal to 1. So X is equal to 1. Or, they press the equal sign again, -3. So these are the two answers, 1 or -3. Free 3 marks for you. Okay, take note of the difference. When you're using your calculator for factorizing and solving, there is a difference, a very slight difference. So now, please try part B.